For about a year now, I've had the pleasure of taking care of this turtle, and in that time I've had a lot of questions regarding its care. One of the most common ones is, how hard is it to keep his tank clean? Well, today I'll show you exactly what I do to keep his tank clean. For the purpose of this video, I've let Koa's tank get a little bit more dirty than usual, just to show you how easy it really is to get this tank clean. Because, little spoiler alert, it's not that hard at all. And one of my biggest tricks to keep this tank clean is to, depending on what he's going to eat, not feed him in the tank. If I'm feeding him some pellets or some dried shrimp like this, I will feed him in the tank because the guppies will eat any scraps he forgets. But if I'm feeding dried foods or live food, I will definitely take him out of the tank, because if I leave that stuff somewhere in here, boy will it smell bad. And when I take him out to eat, I will also siphon out a little bit of water out of this tank. And I take this opportunity to take out some little debris here and there to make sure I won't have to do a lot of big water changes. So this is about what I typically take out on an average feeding session, which I guess is like 3 liters of water or something. And I'll do this about 3 times a week. And while we're cleaning the tank, I thought this is the perfect opportunity to feed Koa as well. Next up, it's time to brush off some algae. So there's some brown algae over here on this rock. And I'm just using a toothbrush to get rid of most of it. And for a few harder to reach plates, I have a brush like this.
Next, I scrape down the glass with a razor scraper to remove any algae and mineral buildup. And the final step before the water change is to trim back any plants that need it. For now, the only plant that needs a haircut is this Pilea. I'll plant back the trimmings to create a more densely packed bush. Now, finally we can do a water change. For this tank I like to go for about 50% water change. Afterwards, I spray all of the walls of the paludarium down and clean the glass with a towel.
And I'll do all of that about once every 1 to 2 weeks. And once every 2 months or so I also clean out the filter, which is today. So let's go ahead and do that together.
Cleaning the filter is pretty self-explanatory. I just dump out all the water and rinse on all of the media. Once everything is clean, I can put Koa back into her tank.
That's about it, what I do to keep this tank clean. The water is a little bit cloudy, but it will clear up in about an hour or so. And while the water is clearing up, I recommend you watch this video next to figure out how I set up this tank. It was a really cool process back then, and I'm still very happy with the design. So I say, check it out. I'll see you there.